you're implying there's something like nefarious going on. There is, because they shouldn't be bringing the documents in the first place, right? But like that this is the deep state fighting back. So I don't know.
Those are your words, not mine.
Okay. All right. I don't know what the motivation behind this is, right? So let's investigate that.
Sure. I mean, I'm down for investigation, but isn't that what DOGE is supposed to be doing? Investigating? That's their whole job, is to investigate waste and efficiency.
So let's honest question. Erica Carr was previously worked in the Obama administration and was at the Office of Management and Budget. She was appointed by Joe Biden in 2021. She is now the acting executive secretary of USAID, and she sent an email instructing staff to shred and I believe the email said something to prepare for burn. Like, I don't think it was like burning in the building.
It was like keep shredding, and when the shredders get tired, like use the burn bags, right? Like it's like extremely egregious.
Okay,
and I'm not the
It's unprecedented.
Well, here's the question. Here's the question. Let's just total honest.
Okay.
What could the possible motivation be for wanting to destroy classified documents?
I have no idea. I'm not going to guess at that.
I mean, when they're doing it to hide it from Elon coming in and trying to like clean stuff up, it's clearly nefarious.
But to be fair, there's one potential.
I mean, it's
is there any above board normal reason? I'm asking this honestly.
It's all nefarious. Again, I agree, completely nefarious, and I'm not defending that at all. I'm saying that but I'm looking at his claim. Right? Like it seems like you're, and if you're not doing that, then I take back my words, right? If you're not claiming that this is like from the Biden administration, if you're not claiming that they're acting on orders like
I don't think anybody's
previous loyalties, right? Then I take it back, because I have no idea what's going on. No one.
I don't necessarily think it's on acting orders from the Biden administration. First of all, I have concerns about whether Biden's presidency is even legit after this autopin scandal's come out. I mean, we'll have to see. But you don't know about the autopin thing. So basically, they found a bunch of documents recently that were all signed, and they have when they were signed, we know for a fact he was in a different location. Some of them were the executive orders, some were pardons, and they were all signed.
Autopin is online service where you can store a signature.
Okay.
And then you click sign, and it'll automatically imprint the signature.
Yeah, and so now that we know that,
is that illegal?
Well,
you know what? To be honest, Obama and Trump have both done it, but I think it should be illegal.
Okay.
The issue, as he pointed out, is there are questions of the location of Biden when some of these documents were signed.
And his mental capability.
Oh, I mean that is a broader argument, but I think the actual legal core you'd actually get in court is, hey, Joe Biden wasn't there in the Oval Office. He was traveling when that document went out. How did he sign it through email? Like, what's going on?
Well, my bigger,
but not to derail, to go back to where we were.
Well, yeah. Back to where I was going with that. So my point is with that, we have Mike Johnson on file saying that Biden doesn't know what's going on. My point with this is I'm not going to sit here and go, oh, it's some sort of deep state Biden, whatever. What I'm saying is I think that Erica Carr knows they've been doing nefarious things. They know there's doing illegal things, and this is what we call covering our ass. And she's over here burning things because she doesn't want DOGE uncovering it, because they're finding all sorts of fraud all over the place.
So we're going to find a little agreement here, right? And I've discussed this before, right? USAID does have actually do nefarious things, for the intelligence services. It's been used to undermine various foreign countries, right? It goes in on the auspices of aid, but then it will carry out intelligence operations. We already know this. But that doesn't mean, of course, it wasn't actually doing aid in other areas, right? But they were used as a tool to do whatever, like the CIA wanted.
We don't know what they're doing. That's the whole problem.
Yeah. And so if that's what they're burning, again, I condemn it completely. You'll find no defense here. Yeah.
Well, so then you agree with DOGE?
No, why would I agree with DOGE? Hold on. No, did you forget the first half of this conversation?
Well, you brought up the Inspector
General. When I talked about the Inspector General. Well, hold on. They were doing this because of Congress. It wasn't like CIA was a rogue agency doing this, right? These were orders by the president, hey, we want to do these operations within whatever country, right? These things were approved. This isn't actually corruption.
Which things were approved?
I mean, the operations from USAID. There is no, at least to my understanding, there's no evidence that these things were done by the CIA on the CIA's own behalf, right, without the president knowing at the time.
I do think, though, I think the average person would not conclude that multi-administration or inter-admin agencies like the CIA are acting under the direct orders of the president who is currently in office, with the example being Chuck Schumer saying that the intelligence agencies have 6 ways from Sunday from getting back to Trump if Trump tries to change what they're doing. The implication, of course, is I think this is fairly widely accepted in foreign policy. The CIA has long-term operations that span decades. So every time a president comes in, the CIA gives a briefing to the president of current operations. That suggests largely that what the CIA and the other U.S. agencies are doing, they are not at the direction of the current administration.
Okay, although that current administration can cancel those. Oh, we don't like this operation. Is it going against our current policies? Then we're just done with that.
Well,
right?
I think Trump was the first president to try to do that, and they impeached him for it.
I don't know about that. I don't know about that claim. So you'll have to show me that it was because that Trump was trying to attack the intelligence. And to be clear, I'm not defending the intelligence community, right? Absolutely not. I mean, I'm a fucking leftist. No, absolutely not.
My point is just that, like, the Ukraine Burisma scandal is a really great example of something untoward is going on, and it was a CIA agent who filed the initial paperwork to trigger the Trump impeachment. And interestingly, YouTube, the man's name was Eric Charamella, and YouTube would delete any video that said his name. Facebook would take down any post that said his name. This is a fact. Twitter was the only platform, I believe, that would allow you to actually say the man's name.
That's
so, right. And this was rooted in Joe Biden, of course, engaged in an illegal quid pro quo with the president at the time. I believe it was Poroshenko. He said, if you don't fire the prosecutor, you're not getting the $1 billion. And Donald Trump made a phone call to, at the time, I think it was Zelensky. I'm not sure. No, was it? I don't know if it was Zelensky. But he made a call and said, what is this? What happened? I want to know what happened here. A CIA agent then blew the whistle, filing a report. The Vindmans, then, I believe it was Alex Vindman, then took it up the chain. Congress got a hold of it, and they impeached Donald Trump over this for trying to stop what was a CIA operation. A CIA counterterrorism director was on the board of Burisma. When Trump said, I want to know what Biden was doing here, they impeached him.
Yeah, so...
Anyway, I digress. My point was simply...
Okay.
My point was simply the CIA does not act underneath the president for my entire life until Donald Trump. And only now, actually, and only to a certain degree because he's firing him.
I don't know if that's the case, right? And again, I'm not defending this is a weird space to be in because I can't really defend intelligence agencies, right? I know they do all kinds of crazy shit. It's from an outside perspective, I can't tell at what points in time is the CIA more under control or less under control or the other agencies.
Well, that's a problem.
Right? Well, yes, but that doesn't mean DOGE is going to solve it. Right? That doesn't mean...
You brought up the Inspector Generals earlier. If they were going to solve it, they've existed. How long was the Inspector General's office?
Sure. How does this solve it? Right. So let's say
we open up the books and see what they're doing.
Yeah,
that's the whole point.
We'll open up. First of all, I want an audit of all agencies, everything. Right. That I want. But we were already doing that. We already have processes to all these things. But whatever. Right. In any case, so
those processes aren't working. Is the whole point? Aren't working? Is the whole point of DOGE?
Yeah. Then we can fix these processes. This is unconstitutional. But we'll get back to that in a second. Okay. All right. Hold your horses, buddy. We got time.
Sure.
But yeah. So I don't know, right? Again, from outsider's perspective, the level of power these agencies have, the intelligence agencies have at any point in time. So it's a weird space to try to be defending them. So I don't know, let's kind of move past it because we.
No, I agree.
Yeah.
My point was not to ignite a whole thing on the CIA. It was just to basically point out. I'll keep it flat. The FBI, the CIA, the NSA, and all other 14 they exist with the same leadership through multiple administrations, and that de facto means if they're going to launch an operation, it will start before Obama and extend after Obama.
And you want continuity of operations, right? You don't want them to be it's a tough balance there, right? At some point, you want them to complete a mission once it's started, but also we want to adjust with the changing times, with the priorities, with the will of the people. So who knows, right? Yeah.
I mean, moving on, I guess, but to I guess a related thing with this. If you had told me 5 years ago that someone was going to set up an organization to cut government bloat and government waste, I would have been I'd have been hesitant because I'm, like I said, I'm a Texan. I don't trust big government. I don't want more, organizations, more, agencies. However, DOGE has come in and they immediately done what they said they were going to do. If you told me 5 years ago that, hey, there's bloat, there's these things. I don't think anybody, left or right, would have disagreed. But now that DOGE is actually uncovering the bloat and going through these things, it's like up in arms because my pork belly project has been canceled.
No.
When it's not helping anybody. That's what it seems like.
DOGE is not actually uncovering the bloat. I mean, so there is a level of waste within any organization, no matter what, whether this organization, whether anything, private.
Not here. None.
Okay, all right. Maybe this guy's job. Maybe that's bloat. I'm sorry. I'm just kidding.
Oh,
I'm kidding.
choice words for Kellen.
I'm kidding. But no, there's always a level of waste within any organization, right? What DOGE is doing, right? Like, are they reporting things correctly? Are they understanding how these contracts work? I think again and again we're seeing that they actually don't, right? So there's plenty of reports of the errors that DOGE has had. Reports of like them overestimating contracts, of them saying that they saved on a contract that was actually canceled under Joe Biden. There's been a whole list of errors. And then we have people just fact-checking these contracts. And they're shown that, yes, there's an inflated amount of savings that DOGE is reporting.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair to that, though, all right, so anytime you have a new organization come in and they're going to look at things, right? So, like, there's the story with Elon Musk and Twitter, right, where they had this server farm, and they go in there, and they're like, we could pull this out on Christmas, and him and two other guys go in there and pull it up and whatever, and everybody's like, oh, look how bad Twitter's doing. Well, I mentioned Kevin O'Leary earlier. He mentions that, Twitter is back to like 60, 70% the stock price of what it was originally before Elon bought it. After that, that's as of yesterday, right? Of 54, it was at $54 yesterday when it was closed. And so these added new features. The site was running smoothly after a few hiccups. So when I look at DOGE, this is the exact same concept. You're going to go in, you are going to have mistakes because you are clearing things out. But then what they do is they will have the mistake and then they correct them. And y'all are sitting.
No, they actively have to be called out. They have to be called out and embarrassed about their corrections.
No.
Thanks for watching this clip from the Culture War podcast. We're live every Friday, 10 a.m. to noon. So subscribe and come hang out.